Hello again, dear friends, and welcome to this year's last round of Vocabularizing with Anne, the Anne Lister's dictionary game that pits your vocabulary skills against Anne Lister's. I'm Jane, your MC, and I'm very grateful, as always, for my lovely assistant, Alex, of the fabulous Summit Squad, propping me up and running the show. We're thrilled you could join us one last time, and we hope you'll enjoy playing this last round. In case anyone hasn't joined us before, here's how it works. I'll give you a word used by Anne Lister somewhere in her journals, travel journals, or letters. We'll show you 4 possible meanings for the word, each with an example, real or made up, of how Anne used or didn't really use the word. You'll try to figure out the correct meaning of the word as Anne used it, and you'll get points if you choose the right definition. If you're our big winner, you'll soon be the owner of your very own Summit Carabiner. So that's how it works. Now Alex is going to explain how you can play.
Yes, so if you have been playing all weekend, you know exactly what to do. You go to menti.com and enter that code. If you haven't been with us so far, I'm just going to run you through what you need to do on your devices to join us for this game. So you can either open a new browser window on whatever device you are watching this on, so whether that's tablet or PC, so you can either do it on your current device, or if you have your mobile phone or another tablet or anything to hand, you can just pick that up and go on your browser to menti.com and enter the code which is appearing on the screen. If you are using a device that's a camera and you want to skip that step even, you can scan the QR code and it will take you to the game. Once you're in the game, you will see a holding screen. As we introduce the slides, you can either watch the presentation on the Zoom or you can join in from your mobile device as well. The only thing is when we come time to vote, you will have to vote using the menti.com browser window. You can't obviously vote in the Zoom. If that all seems way too confusing and you don't want to play or whatever, that is absolutely fine. Don't worry, you can play along and you'll still get the same kind of enjoyment of seeing the words, but we just won't be able to see whether you got the answers right or not. As Dean said, we have prizes, and also since this is day 3, we have some extra prizes like a wooden spoon prize. If you lose connection to menti.com through the game, you can also drop us an email and we will send you a wooden spoon prize. It may not be as high quality as a carabiner. They're not super high quality anyway, but I wouldn't use them for climbing. But you can definitely pick up another item from us if you need to. So I'll hand back over to Jane and she will take us through the game. All righty, are you ready? Because here we go. Our first word is huckaback. Huckaback. Which of the following is its meaning? Is it A, an offensive word by today's standards, meaning a person having an abnormal convex curvature of the thoracic spine, as Anne used the word in her journal entry of January 17th, 1840, while in Russia? Not able to see any more churches, because all the monks gone to mass at the Trinity Church. So we went too. Glad we went, for this was the mass and the benediction of the water, the ceremony Countess Wera Pannon, the little huckaback clever sick sister of Count Pannon, mentioned. Or is it B, a narrow ridge that consists of steeply inclined rock strata, as referred to by Anne in her journal entry of Thursday, May 14th, 1840. Few snow mountain views, can any, in Switzerland, can exceed this from Chamfort. East, left on entering, long line of snow mountains, magnificent. And as we proceed onwards, a longish line from behind the green crest of the huckaback of grassy mountains. Or is it C, a coarse, absorbent cotton or linen fabric used especially for toweling, as mentioned by Anne in her journal entry of Wednesday, January 22nd, 1840. Then to an excellent shop, number 27, bought good hemp sheeting, 3 arshins wide at $2.50, and very nice calico, 1.5 arshins wide
equals 1 yard wide in England, linen cloth for pillowcases at 150, and good common huckaback for towels? Or is it D, a strap or iron attached to the shaft of a carriage and to the harness to enable a horse to back the vehicle, as referred to by Anne in her journal entry of Thursday, June 21st, 1838. Drove into the courtyard of the Boule d'Or, went in to see the rooms, beds at 2 francs for Anne and myself. No, not in this house, said the mistress, and seeing little inclination on her part to be very civil, I wish you a good day, madame, said I, and ordered off the carriage, which, lacking a proper huckaback, had difficulty in backing out. So, which of these 4 do you think is the real meaning of huckaback? Get ready to make your choice.
Okay, so as before, if you have already played, it may already have remembered your name. If you haven't played before, or maybe you're using a different device, at this point you have the ability to add in a nickname. You could be Puffy if you're Puffy. So I can see you're getting your little icons. I see this time we have a very fitting, we do have a top hat icon. Otherwise, we've heard several times over the course of this weekend, that is not so fitting. So what's going to happen is I'm going to start a countdown, 5 seconds, and then you will see each of those answers again, A, B, C, and D. You have to choose the right one, and you also get extra points for being the fastest. So I'm going to start the countdown now. Fingers on buzzers. $28 votes cast.
Oh, well, it looks like a lot of people knew this word, but not everyone. We have a little bit of a split vote on this one, but let's go and see, did you get it right? Huckaback is the toweling fabric, C. So all those right answers answered C. The offensive word is humpback. The narrow ridge is a hogback, and the carriage device is a holdback. I bet you'd like a little rhyme to help you remember these words. I just happen to have one, and here it is. Humpback is a word you can use for a whale. Hogback is a sight you could see from a veil. Huckaback is the word that this question's about. Holdback is a thingy to help horses back out. And now let's check the leaderboard and confirm that Puffy is winning. Do we have Puffy? Puffy's not playing. What happened? It's up to you, Kat.
So yes, we see Kat was the fastest, Leslie right behind, and River. But we have quite a lot of people within what must be milliseconds of each other. So all to play for. And also, as before, today, Jane and I made 5 words per round. So it's an even longer game. So there is indeed even more to play for. And as we saw earlier, you can be in the lead the whole way through and miss out on that last question.
Indeed, you can. So for now, on to word 2, which is metonymy, M-E-T-O-N-Y-M-Y. Which of the following is its meaning? Is it A, the state or condition of being joined in marriage, as referred to by Anne in speaking of Anne Walker in her journal entry of Thursday, October 4th, 1832. She had said that if she once made up her mind, she thought herself as much as married to me for life. She certainly galled me, in that I never dreamt of her being the passionate little person I find her, spite of her calling herself cold. I scarce know what to make of her. Hang it, this queer girl puzzles me. She told me this morning of the weakness in her back, for which she uses Mr. Day's ointment. I think a little spice of metonymy would do her good. Or is it B, wearisome sameness, dullness, or lack of variation in routine, as used by Anne in her journal entry of Thursday, July 16th, 1818. Had a letter from Mariana, Hoyle Lake near Neston. M says Hoyle Lake is really what Miss Seward called it, Metonymy Bay. There's only one family there, a vulgar set, cotton spinners of the name of Gregg. M mentions having recognized the Mrs. Sarah and Maria Ralph at church with the Taylors, rather an odd-looking set. They went to church today in 2 gigs, 3 in each, without a servant. Or is it C, the science concerned with the physical structure of animals and plants, as referred to by Anne in her journal entry of Wednesday, August 19th, 1818. In conversation at dinner, the major said he should like the study of physiology, that was to say, the metonymy and uses of animals. He was speaking of the immense collection of stuffed animals at Paris, which he had seen. I said I should like exceedingly to see Cuvier. Is that the name of some large animal? I endeavored to excuse and turn off his blunder as well as I could. Or is it D, a figure of speech in which a thing is referred to by something closely associated with it, such as saying the crown instead of the king, as used by Anne in her journal entry of Sunday, August 18th, 1822. All went to church. Most excellent sermon, 31 minutes from 1 Corinthians 13:8. Charity, the love of God and the proper love of man, which shall endure forever. Its superficial meaning was easy enough, but there was another not so obvious. As for almsgiving, which we so commonly call charity, it is by a figure of speech, a metonymy, that we thus call the effect by the name of its cause. And which of the 4 do you think is the real meaning of metonymy? Get ready to make your choice.
Okay. I actually heard this word being used in last night's session with Chris Rolson.
No kidding.
So, yeah, so I guess I made these slides, so I had it in my mind, and I was like, oh, that's weird. So I'm going to move on, and we're going to have another 5-second countdown, and then ready to vote.
Well, yet again, it looks like this was another pretty easy one for most of you. I didn't know this word. You know, I think next year I'm going to have to get Lucia to run this game in Italian, and then we'll see how you do. But for now, let's go see what the other words meant. Metonymy was D, a figure of speech. Being married is matrimony. Too much sameness is monotony. And the science is Anne's favorite, which she only went to Paris to study, anatomy. As it so happens, I have a modest rhyme to help you remember which is which. And this is how it goes. For a matrimony metonymy, call your wife dear heart. Other parts of her anatomy won't do. And if you're bored into a paralytic stupor, it's monotony that's troubling you. And now let's go check the leaderboard and see who's winning.
Again, it's tight at the top. Okay, so Kat is still ahead. I feel like that's a little bit unfair, Kat, since you're in the summit squad, so you could have looked these up in advance. But I can see River, Leslie, Trish, again, a lot of people have found there. Charlotte again is also perhaps coming in for the win like he did yesterday. So yeah, still all to play for.
All righty. And now it's on to question 3 of our 5. And the new term is bonton, B-O-N-T-O-N. Which of the following is its meaning? Is it A, a confection made of sugar or a pudding, fruit, or other sweet dessert, as referred to by Anne in her journal entry of Monday, January 1st, 1827 in Paris? Miss Myers had called bringing bontons and stayed some time, has been abroad since her youth, thinks she speaks French very well, almost every word incorrect, has a German accent in French and a broad Irish accent in English. Observed this, and that she was not distinguée, chatted away the morning. What a waste of time. I will not do so in future. Or is it B, a small, round, disc-shaped object used as a garment decoration or fastener, as referred to by Anne in her journal entry of Thursday, April 1st, 1830. On the pot and said prayers from 7 for near a half hour, then crept into bed again till 8. Fahrenheit, oh, I've got the wrong. Oh no, I'm sorry. Crept into bed again till 8. I thought I had the wrong definition for a minute and made my heart stop. We're all good. On the pot and said prayers from 7 for near a half hour, then crept into bed again till 8. Fahrenheit 59 degrees at 8 3/4 a.m. Breakfast, dawdling over one thing or other. Out at 10 1/4. In passing, got 2 dozen large and 1 dozen small bontons at Morissette's, and then drove to Madame Galvani's. Or is it C, stylish, fashionable, or sophisticated, as used by Anne in this journal entry of Friday, March 12, 1830. Madame Catalani talked and laughed much. I laughed out of compliment, saying I had not laughed so much for long. She speaks broad Italian French and incorrect French, and I thought her not particularly dignified or bon ton. On coming away, I said she was charmante and all that kind of thing. Miss Poor much pleased with her. Or is it D, a light boot for women or children, as mentioned by Anne in her journal entry of Thursday, April 25th, 1822 at York. Found a letter which had arrived yesterday, forwarded from Shibden, from Mariana Lawton, wishing to countermand my ordering her a pair of black boots and ditto light bontons. She wishes to be economical and has tried a shoemaker in the village who does very well for half price, but too late, had already ordered them and my aunt's shoes on Tuesday. So which of these 4 do you think is the real meaning of bon ton? Get ready to make your choice.
As before, the countdown is underway. Very quick votes this time.
Well, you guys are just distressingly consistent. Just what an astute and erudite group. You never cease to amaze. Let's go see what the other words meant. If you did choose C, you did get it right if you chose C, bon ton, stylish, fashionable, or sophisticated. The candy is a bonbon, the garment fastener, a button, and the light boot, a bottine. I have a little rhyme for these words. It's called have some class. Here's how it goes. If your bottines are dirty and your buttons undone, and you grab that last bonbon, you're not very bon ton. And now let's take a look at the leaderboard and see where we are.
Okay, Brown the Broken is moving up. Brown the Broken has prior form, so this could be a late surge. This is my attempt at sports commentary. I'm not very into sports, so I'm not doing very well here. Perhaps next year we could also place bets or something on who's going to win. But yeah, I don't see Puffy, which so Puffy's not in contention at the minute. And I see Leslie is maintaining first spot at the minute. So. Yeah, but it is very, very tight. I think the number of people getting these right is blowing me away because yeah, when we did it in practice, the Summit Squad did not get many right.
This is true. Maybe they were humoring me, but they did not have the prowess of this group. And on to our next word, which is bedizened, Bedizzened. Which of the following is its meaning? Is it A, dressed up or decorated gaudily, as used by Anne in her journal entry of Tuesday, April 3rd, 1827. Walked slowly up to Calvaire, looked about us for an hour, very fine view from this, the highest eminence near Paris. The cave is rough stonework, a rough grotto work of stones thrown together. A bedizened virgin stands on the tomb of our Savior. Or is it B, so amazed as to be confused, as used by Anne in her journal entry of Monday, January 13th, 1840 in Russia. We quitted this wonderful palace bedizened with its colossal size and magnificence? Or is it C, having a small turret projecting from a tower, as used by Anne in her journal entry of Monday, August 19th, 1839 in Sweden? Nice lake to the east, short distance from the town, communicating with it by a little river, which supplies the moat of the large whitewashed oblong castle, having at each of the three corners we could see a half-high, large, round, bedizened tower. Or is it D, portraying a coat of arms according to the conventions of heraldry, as used by Anne in her letter to William Radcliffe on Tuesday, March 25th, 1817. We shall be glad to hear that the record of the pedigree is completed and to have a copy of what is entered, officially drawn out with the arms bedizened. So, which of these four do you think is the real meaning of bedizened? Get ready to make your choice now.
Okay, ready? Go. I can see here how quickly some of you are hitting this, because the numbers are just firing up as soon as you get the chance.
Well, you know, a little more variation there, a little bit of a split, a few incorrect guesses. They probably did it on purpose to console me, but that's okay. I'll take it. Did you get it right? The correct definition of bedizened was A, dressed up or decorated gaudily. Amazed is bedazzled, turreted is bartizaned, and the coat of arms is emblazoned. I happen to have a little rhyme for these words. It's called Z words. Here's how it goes. Bartizaned, emblazoned, bedazzled, bedizened. All these words with Z leave me a little surprised. Let's go check the leaderboard and see who's winning. Other than me, I'm winning, but let's go see who else is winning.
Okay, looks like Leslie is still at the top. Yeah, a little bit of switching between Cat and River, but overall, Brown the Broken was the fastest this time, but unfortunately still hasn't quite climbed up, but it is very tight. There's like, you know, we've got a draw for second, and we've got, you know, just a couple of points between people. And yes, I can see people saying that they're enjoying this, Jane. They love your rhymes. I have to say, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow with the idea that I might not hear another Jane Kendall rhyme. So perhaps you could tweet some rhymes just for fun. For the
I'll take that under advisement, as they say in the legal biz. But for right now,
the advisement is you should definitely do it. That's the advice.
All right. Well, I'll give it my best shot. For you, anything, Alex. For you, anything. But for now, we only have one word left of this round and of the summit. And that word is leghorn, Leghorn. Which of the following is its meaning? Is it A, a stiff hat made from woven wheat straw with a flat crown, as mentioned by Anne in her journal entry of Friday, March 26th, 1830. Changed my dress, put on merinos that I have not worn of I know not how long. My aunt with me, off at 3:10, drove to number 11 Passage des Panoramas and gave my leghorn straw hat to be done up, then to my little apartment. Or is it B? A mechanical instrument sounded at intervals as a warning to vessels when a thick mist obscures visibility, as mentioned by Anne in her travel journal entry of Tuesday, August 13th, 1839. Off at 4 3/4 on board the Prinz Karl, Fahrenheit 61 degrees and thickish mist and very damp outside. Squeamish in about an hour. At 6, returned to the covered deck and dozed when not prevented by the leghorn sounding from time to time as we passed, land close to us on both sides, numerous islands, but scenery of rock and forest obscured by the mist. Sick, and returned all my breakfast at 7 1/4 and sat leaning over the vessel's side until heavy rain at 9 1/4. Or is it C? a small flowered shrub with berries that could be used as a laxative, as referred to by Anne in her journal entry of Tuesday, July 3rd, 1821. Parcel from Emma Saltmarsh soon after I got back. 2 evening handkerchiefs for me to take a pattern of. I begin to like Emma. Poor soul, she was unwell today and taking syrup of Pamney, alias Leghorn, after having had a slight attack of cholera morbus. Or is it D, a type of bagpipe traditionally played in Ireland, designed so that the player's leg is used to close the pipe, as referred to by Anne in her journal entry of Wednesday, October 10th, 1821 at York. Mr. Duffin went out about 1. I sat reading and went out at 1:30. Called and sat a good while with Miss Lawson and her father, Dr. Lawson. Talked chiefly of musical matters. He, one of the 2 best players in England, of the Irish Leghorn, a curious bagpipe-like instrument played using the thigh to control the flow of air. He showed me it, and played a little melody, the sound singular. So what does Leghorn really mean? Get ready now to make your choice.
Okay, so this is your last attempt at glory for this entire summit. So yeah, I would use the words of RuPaul, but maybe not everyone's familiar with them. So I'll just say, do your best.
Look at those results. Well, as Ann Lister would say, good Lord. I thought, I really want, did anyone choose D? Oh, someone has made me happy. Someone chose D. I really, really wanted at least one person to think that Leghorn was a kind of Irish bagpipe. So thank you, whoever you are. And Alex knew right away when we practiced this that Irish bagpipe was not called a Leghorn. No, the Leghorn is a stiff hat made from woven wheat straw with a flat crown. The instrument for warning boats is a foghorn, the laxative shrub a buckthorn, and the Irish bagpipe, as I'm sure everyone knows, or at least Alex knows, is the familiar uilleann pipes. With words like these, you'll forgive me if my final rhyme of this round, and indeed of this year's summit, is unavoidably a bit lame. But be that as it may, here it is. Leghorns, foghorns, buckthorn, and uilleann pipes may hold little interest for bad guys and villain types. Okay, there just isn't that much that rhymes with uilleann pipes, but never mind that. Let's go check the leaderboard and see who our big winner is for this final round.
Okay, I feel like I should do a small drum roll, but perhaps I'll just type the forward arrow on my keyboard instead. Oh, we may have some switching here. River was fastest.
Whoa.
And River takes the game at the last minute. I don't know who River is, but well done, River. I can see we have quite a lot of other people scoring well. I would say if you're a cat, you don't get a prize because you're in the summit squad. Your prize is being in the summit squad. If you're a Leslie or Earthman, who is also a strawberry, please also email us and we will get a small gift to you as well. The email address to claim your prize is on the screen now. And all that really remains is for me to say a humongous thank you to Jane, who not only gave the idea for the dictionary tracker, but came up with this whole concept of the game and has come up with all of those amazing rhymes. And it really has been, this Summit Squad were very grateful because Ann Lister Bingo last year, I don't know if you know about that, it's behind the scenes, it was very complicated to set up and run. So when Jane made this offer, we knew that it would be an amazing activity. So thanks so much to Jane for your amazing idea, your amazing rhymes and all your effort.
Oh, you're most welcome. It has been an absolute delight and a pleasure. And I feel very honored and privileged to have been able to make a small contribution to this fantastic summit. But that does wrap up this year's game of Vocabularizing with Anne. Thanks so much for playing. You've been a great fun crowd. River, congratulations coming from behind like that. It's amazing. And if you guys haven't already done it, be sure to check out the Ann Lister's dictionary tracker on the Packed with Potential website, where all these words and more came from. And there's a ton more interesting Ann Lister words out there. Add them to your vocabulary and then trot them out on your next big date. You're bound to impress. Thank you.